Well, building resilience in communities facing adversity, whether it's the impact of climate change or man-made crises, is crucial for people all around the world, including right here in California. The state's ongoing drought is causing many communities to find proactive solutions to their water problems instead of waiting around for rain. Full Frame contributor Sandra Hughes takes a look at how innovators are finding solutions to fight the drought.
When the rain falls in Los Angeles now, conservationists head directly into the storm.
Well, we're sampling for stormwater runoff. We're sampling the quality and the quantity of stormwater runoff. At this point, we're taking water samples. We're filling individual bottles, which will be analyzed in a lab for different water quality parameters.
They're testing water quality as part of a plan to harness Mother Nature to save and store more water. So the next time a long drought hits, the western U.S., especially Los Angeles, will be ready.
People think that we live in a desert, but we don't. It's a semi-arid environment. We actually receive quite a bit of rain, between 10 and 15 inches a year. Doesn't sound like a lot, but for every inch of water that rains here, we throw away 3.8 billion gallons of water. So on the driest year in recorded history, 2 years ago during the drought, it rained 3.6 inches in Los Angeles. That means we threw away over 12 billion gallons, or 3,420 gallons per person.
Is there a way to save that water and reduce the city's dependence on imported water, and for the ground to stay wet in even the driest of times? Conservationists in Los Angeles think so.
Well, the City of Los Angeles has implemented a Green Streets and Green Infrastructure program. This is one of our first green streets in the City of LA. Construction actually was completed in 2010, so the inception for the project and design started a couple of years before that. And as part of our Green Streets program, what we're looking for is in sanitation is our focus is on water quality and water capture.
The idea is to break up the concrete jungle of LA one block at a time. It started in a working-class neighborhood of Los Angeles called Elmer Street. The street was bulldozed and rebuilt, installing an underground infiltration gallery to absorb and filter rainwater. New sidewalks were put in, and curbs with cutouts, and rock gardens below rain barrels with smart irrigation technology. The efforts are meant to slow down rain runoff so it could be filtered and drained back into a natural underground aquifer.
And we essentially use this as a living laboratory, a demonstration of things that work and, of course, things that don't work, because we want, when you put in these green streets, you learn each time one of these projects goes in the ground.
And the ground is where the conservationists are hoping to keep the water. Without these efforts, water runs into sewers or flood runoffs and heads straight into the ocean. Even the plants on Elmer Street were chosen for their power to clean water and absorb it.
Plants are living things that help to, in this instance, we're talking about stormwater. If you think about the roots of plants and trees, they go into the soil, they help to integrate the water into the soil much easier. Of course, they're also stopping erosion. And in the swales, where we have the very steep-sided slopes, if you have plants in there, it's helping to slow the water down as it's rushing through the swale during a storm. And it also helps the water to infiltrate into the soil. Also, they're filtering out pollutants, too.
More than $2 million was spent to create Elmer Avenue, the gold standard of water conservation in Los Angeles. Obviously, the idea isn't to replicate that price tag on other city blocks, but to take ideas employed here and use them in other drought-stricken areas.
The Green Streets Initiative has built a dozen streets like Elmer in Los Angeles to work together with the new LA Stormcatcher Plan. The idea borrowed from Australia, where residents suffered through more than a decade of drought.
It is very simply an old-fashioned cistern, and the high-tech piece is that it is remotely controlled and remote monitored.
This box mounted on the side of a home contains electronics that monitor weather and then opens and closes the cistern as needed. When released into these garden pools, the water stored in the cistern can irrigate an entire yard. A fence could be replaced with narrow cisterns. The sizes and ideas are endless, but the bottom line is reducing LA's dependence on imported water.
Rainwater captured and either recharged where possible or directly used together can replace half the water we're importing today.
And the unpredictable weather patterns that have plagued the southwestern United States in recent months could be the perfect storm in which to prove that green streets, alleys, and yards are the solution to California's continual water woes. For Full Frame, this is Sandra Hughes in Los Angeles.